Hello, my name is Agatha, and this is the astrological reading for the month of July 2016 for the sign of Scorpio. The new moon happens on the 4th of July at 12 degrees and 54 minutes of Cancer, and then the full moon happens on the 19th of July at 27 degrees of Capricorn. In your case, Scorpio, this new moon happens on the 9th house, so it might be new beginnings connected to university studies, for instance. Some of you might be starting college, and you might be choosing what college course you're going to take. Others might be busy planning a trip overboard, planning vacation. So maybe you're not going on a vacation right now to foreign places. Maybe you just be planning it. You're just planning it in the planning stages. Others might be actually going out on a trip abroad, and it might be visiting family, outside of your own country. Others, if it's not that, maybe you're like talking more with your in-laws, with your family. Maybe they're like visiting you, during the month of July in 2016. If it's not that, it could be also connected with spirituality, religion, metaphysical studies, philosophy studies, anything. You're studying all of those things. So maybe you're reading about it. Anything that makes you feel safe and secure, you are reading about it. Spirituality of any type. And you might even join or start going to a certain type of church, or not necessarily church, a place of worship that is connected with your family history. Let's say that you were raised Catholic, for instance, but you never actually went to church. It's kind of my case. When I was a kid, I used to like going to church a lot. When I was, growing up, I liked it, and when I was a kid I really liked it, but then just kind of stopped going. So I am what is called a non-practicing Catholic, like my parents, like many of my family, and let's say it's like that you grew up Catholic but not actually going to church. You might be deciding, for instance, okay, maybe I should go to church. But it's a religion that is given to you by your family. It's not something new. It's something connected with your roots, with your family. So you might be deciding, okay, I'm going to start going to church like once a week, something like that. And within that environment, you might meet someone, you might meet a boyfriend, a girlfriend, someone with whom you connect spiritually and also in a romantic sort of way. If it's not that, it could be a lawsuit of some kind, that something to do with law matters, with legal matters. Maybe some of you might be struggling with, for instance, an ex-partner, and that ex, I'm going to say husband, but it could be wife. You might have to go to court to force your ex to give alimony to your kid, to your child. So this could be like starting that, or a first decision that comes out of court connected with alimony. It could be alimony to your child, yes, but it could be like a pension that you get from your ex, not necessarily something to do. You might be single, not single. You might not have kids, and this pension can be from your ex, but you might not be very happy with the value. You might think, this is very little. I expected more, and it's not exactly the amount that you think it would be. If it's not if it's still legal matters, it could be legal matters connected with your either sibling and in-laws or neighbor. Maybe you have some sort of conflict either with your siblings or your or in-laws, your neighbor or neighbors, and this conflict just kind of escalated, and you thought this can only be solved if we go to court and you decide to go to court. So in order to, you know, finalize these matters, you know, just end them, and you decide to do that. What else? So, if you're studying, or if you're about to start college, some of you might be picking something like history, you know, studying anything connected with the past and understanding the past. And then the full moon, Scorpio, on the 19th of July happens on your 3rd house. So if you initiated some sort of if there is some sort of legal matter initiated around the 4th of July, maybe you get a message around the 19th of July. Maybe this message could be from the authorities, yes. Nothing necessary. Could be a bit shocking, because it could be like kind of fast, like this first decision that can come out, that it's not the final decision, I would say. Or the message can come from, for instance, a sibling. You might be, let's say that the legal matter has to do with properties, you know, and land, and who gets what from the family, you know, and dividing property that you got from mother, father, and there was some sort of conflict, and you decided to go to the court, and then about 2 weeks later you get a very angry message from a sibling. How dare you, and and very angry message, you know. If it's not a sibling, it could be a neighbor. So maybe some sort of issue with a neighbor, you know, and that message can come from the neighbor, you know. If it's not that, it might be that some of you might be finishing up some sort of course. Could be like a short course that you needed to take. Could be something, some sort of training that was necessary for you to take, something, and it can kind of end fast. Can be something that ends fast. Can be something that might require some sort of examination, and you might get a how do you say, graded in a way that is surprising to you. Surprising, it could be like you have a better grade than you expected, or you have a lower grade than you expected, one or the other. If it's not that, it might be something connected with either a neighbor and everything is okay with you and your neighbors, or a sibling and everything is okay with you and your siblings. I mean, you all get along fine, there's nothing wrong. But if you suddenly around the 19th of July can get the message of something really weird happened to the neighbor. So did you know that the neighbor blah blah blah, you know, someone can be talking around in the neighborhood about that neighbor in particular, and you something surprising, bit shocking that could have happened unexpectedly to a neighbor, or it could be to a sibling of yours. Again, not necessarily bad, it could be something unexpected. It could be, for instance, that you might be getting a message that a older sibling, maybe a woman, is retiring, for instance. He or she could be she, it could be a he, retiring, maybe for health reasons. Not necessarily something bad, okay, but it could be that. But it's not necessarily something bad. It could be something that is felt quite unexpectedly. It could be unexpectedly, and it could be in the beginning a bit shocking, but not bad forever, okay? For others, this could be connected with your car. If you have a car, maybe there's some sort of mechanical problems that can happen out of the blue, and maybe your car needs to be checked by the mechanic. So there could be many different meanings. Again, this is a very general reading, Scorpio. If you'd like a private consultation, you can send an email to dunyazad@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. That's it. Bye bye.